So, this will serve as the movie review for What's with Wheat. I really enjoyed the film. The Gravitas Health channel is great to follow on YouTube. They have quite a few health documentaries. This one was pretty good, in my opinion. So, Sally Falone, the founder of the Weston A. Price Foundation, she's featured in the film, and Dr. Stephanie Seneff. She has a lot of extensive work all around Roundup and glyphosate and what it's doing, how it's tied to the autism epidemic and many diseases. I think this film, for me, one thing that stood out for me was the use of digestive enzymes and how important they are. That's why I talk about them a lot, especially because there's a difference between being sensitive to a certain food and having an allergy. Because even if a person is sensitive to a food, the difference is it still creates a level of stress. It's not necessarily compatible with a person versus a full-blown allergy. It's an issue. Like my daughter used to have allergies to wheat and she would get hives, or cheese and she'd get hives. Versus a sensitivity is a little more under the radar, and that's why digestive enzymes are very important to help the body better break things down. And one insight I got from this film was using the amino acid L-glutamine. It energy tests great to have and use with digestive enzymes. I've had success with L-glutamine. It works great to help seal the gut. It's good for the brain. It's good for muscle. So L-glutamine with a good digestive enzyme is great to have on hand when you're eating. And then also, too, this film demonstrates the importance of activated charcoal for detoxification purposes. The European laws are far superior than USA laws, so they have a much better handle on Roundup versus what we have here in the USA. And one of the things in this film, why modern wheat is such an issue is because of the Roundup, but also it's been hybridized so much. A long time ago, wheat was a staple crop, and food allergies in general was almost unheard of. Supposedly now in this modern age where we've progressed so much, it's very, very common. And Monsanto, of course, is a former weapons company, so they make weaponized food, and that's what we're dealing with here. And it's really unfortunate that they legally have been allowed to do this. Now, one of the workarounds as well is using einkorn wheat, durum, and semanella, I believe. Those are some ancient grains that haven't been hybridized forms of wheat, which are really good to use. Roundup, of course, is a chemical chelator, and that's why it's such an issue. It's stripping minerals out of the body, and anything that, whenever the minerals are not in the plants, they're not going to be in our own bodies. So very, very important. Roundup is basically an antibiotic. It's a weapon. And unfortunately, it was approved. So really good film. As I said, the L-glutamine insight really stood out to me when I energy tested that. And the one last thing I would say, too, is people with MTHFR, very important. I think this is playing a big role with why people have allergies and reactions to food and food sensitivities, because if this gene is active, you're more likely to have an issue with wheat, among other toxins like injections and things of that nature. And so that's why it's really, really important. I don't believe they do any formal testing through standard insurance for this. You would have to request it be done. The beauty is with energy testing, you can find out if it's active for a person. But again, solutions, L-glutamine, really good digestive enzymes, and using the activated charcoal fairly frequently. Because lastly, Roundup attacks bacteria, and for every one cell that's you have 9 living bacteria in your body, which helps you digest your food, plays a role in your mood. The bacteria in your gut, for example, makes your serotonin. So very important to get a handle on this, because unfortunately, wheat, we should be able to eat it. And of course you can, but there's certain things you really might want to consider doing. And of course, stay away from the very worst forms of wheat, the super cheap stuff. Probably I wouldn't really necessarily eat any bread from regular restaurants. And of course, make sure you're using your L-glutamine and digestive enzymes. So all in all, I would give this film about 4.5 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed it.